Tom Cruise, Last Samurai
Yeah,
there.
Tom Cruise. Those figures are awesome. Pop Toys. Yeah, really done a smashing
Yeah.
job with those figures, man.
You got some a mix, Arnie, and
Yeah, a bit of a mix there. Some Stallone
so
and
moving up here.
a bit of DC there with
Oh
Pretty in the back
boy.
there. There's that '89 Batman is a custom Fison body swap that I did in that one, just so you can get a bit more articulation. And light side and Darth Maul in the front there
Mm-hmm.
with Mace and
Is that
Qui-Gon.
Dark Side Anakin in the background? I want to see a little more of him being the bounty hunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can stop right here. That's an awesome shot.
What I like about the '85 is it sort of throws back to the retro Iron Man, which is the comics that I grew up reading. So,
all right, I'm back. I mean, I couldn't help it. I have to talk about this because this is some pure DC goodness here. We got here. Let's take a nice look here. Crossing back here.
Yeah. Yep, there's the Dark Toys Scarecrow. Decent figure, man.
He said to me, I need to lighten up. Well, I'm not going to lighten up. I'm should have put me in the front here, in the middle, like in front of Batfleck.
He beat the shit out of you. He beat the shit out of you.
Well, one doesn't appreciate much getting his back broken.
C3PO sort of feels a little bit better.
There's one, I think, Tamashii Nations diecast. Does that ring a bell? I'd like to have that one.
There's King Luke in the back there.
Mm-hmm. Love this
'89 Batmobile.
Yeah, I love this piece.
What a piece.
Let me just ask you real quick. I mean, in comparison to the 1/6, is it just really stands out so much better? Sorry here.
Yeah, they it was just lying around, and Han and Chewie were off fighting bad guys, and these two bozos thought, you know what? Let's steal it. Why not?
Hey there, welcome to GemIIToys. Here we are once again. This time we're going to do something, again, a little bit different. You know, I've been trying different things, and I thought, why not interview other collectors? So I do have here a very special guest. So let's bring him in. Rob Review.
How you going? Thanks for having me on the show, man.
Yeah. It's my pleasure. We've been planning to do this for a while, and
Yep.
Here we are.
We're here to talk about the collection.
Yeah, let's talk about the collection, and I do have some questions ready. So, first is, where do you live?
I'm all the way down the bottom.
Where are you at?
I'm in Australia, Melbourne. So that's right down the bottom of the earth.
So what's your channel about? Tell us a little bit what you do on your channel.
Just reviewing figures, man. Mainly the ones that I collect in my collection.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going too crazy on the channel, but you're just basically reviewing the ones that I collect.
And it's just 1/6 scale?
1/6. Oh, well, yeah, 1/6 scale at the moment. I'm sticking to 1/6 scale, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the first thing you remember collecting?
All right. Well, it's a little bit. We'll probably, when we go through the showing off the collection as well, we'll go through some of the figures. But the first thing, what was it? The first thing I remember about collecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first thing you remember, like collecting. You are a collector.
To be honest,
collect as well.
I don't even know how I sort of got into the hobby. So I had a friend a long time ago who had a couple of figures, and I saw them, and we had a couple of. I think he had the quarter scale Terminator and a couple of 1/6. I can't remember, but I saw him. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I don't even know why. All of a sudden, I was like, I'm going to look for a Bruce Lee figurine. I like Bruce Lee. I don't know why. I just said, I'm going to go on eBay and look for a Bruce Lee figurine. And then I didn't know anything about Hot Toys or any of those brands, anything. I just wanted a Bruce Lee figurine. Jumped on eBay and I found the DX04, which I saw the price tag. I went, what the? It's pretty expensive, and but it looks pretty good. So I bought that, and then I stumbled across Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which when I was growing up, I used to like watching the WCW Monday Night Nitro, and I really loved Hulk Hogan. So I was like, I'll get that figure as well. And I didn't know like I said, didn't know the brands, didn't know anything about them. And then obviously when I got these figures in my hand, I was blown away with the detail. So that's what sort of got me into it. And then I was like, I really like Darth Vader and Batman. Let's go looking for one of them. And then I had, obviously, like I said, I didn't know anything about Hot Toys. I stumbled across the Sideshow Darth Vader. It was cheap, and I just spent a lot of money on Bruce Lee and Hulk Hogan. So I was like, well, I don't have much money left, so we're going to have to skimp out on Darth Vader. And I got the Sideshow New Hope Darth Vader, which I'm sorry if anyone out there has got one.
I used to have one.
It's terrible.
Used to have one.
It's terrible.
I had the one that there's two versions. One that came with that head that you could put on that little thing.
I didn't have that one.
Yeah.
I didn't have that one.
I remember the belt was really small. And that's true. We're gonna do a Darth Vader. We got to do that Darth Vader comparison.
Yeah.
In the future. Yeah, showing all the footage of Darth Vader figs.
Yeah. And as you probably know, you said you had that one as well. It's very tall. And,
it's way too tall. It's somewhere between the 1/6 scale and the 1/4 scale.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. And I got him because it was cheap. And then I was like, I'm not happy with this Darth Vader figure. And then I sort of did a little bit of research, looking around, and joining the Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And looking at what other people have got in their collection. Then I started to see this Hot Toys brand keep on popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you get stuck in the rabbit hole, and we are here now.
Here we are, yeah.
Collecting, yeah. So basically,
from what I can see, which by the way, we're going to show all Rob's collection, but from what I can see behind you, you are a little more stuck in the rabbit hole than I am.
Yeah. Perhaps. So, yeah, I mean, I'm still fairly new. I've only been collecting for 2 years, and once I started, it's sort of, it can get pretty crazy, man. It can get pretty crazy.
I know. So basically, that would you say Bruce Lee is what triggered your passion for at least 1/6 scale? I don't want to say figures, but 1/6 scale, right?
That figure, I mean, it's an awesome figure. I don't know if you've owned the DX04.
I haven't. I've had him in hand before because I've seen it at a store. But I used to have the really early Hot Toys, the one where he's wearing the sunglasses. He's got really smile, that big smile.
Yeah, the director one. It's called the director. He's in the suit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's one, the director, and there's one he's in jeans, casual clothes.
That's and I can't remember,
and he's got like this beach chair you can sit on.
Yeah.
That was one of like really early reviews. Maybe my first one I did. It's not even really a review. It's just me showing the figure with music. But it's the same body. I do know that. It's the same body.
They are the same. And that was one of the things when I got that figure and I took it out of the box, and just looking at the detail that Hot Toys put into it, and you're seeing the sweat marks, the total detail they put into it.
The blood, like where you got the scrapes and all that.
all the scratches and that. And then even the background pieces that came with it. So they come with a couple of different background pieces that you can backdrops that you can put with the, recreate some scenes from Enter the Dragon, and I was blown away by that. And then I was like, this is pretty cool. Like the quality, it looks exactly like Bruce Lee.
I know. I actually wanna. I have a Interbay head, and I need a body for them. So I'm probably just gonna get. You can find them. Those.
You can buy the Bruce Lee bodies loose. Yeah. But that's what triggered it up. Pretty much triggered it. And then also when I got the '92 Batman from Hot Toys as well, and then the likeness to Michael Keaton's Batman in that figure, it was just like it sort of brings back childhood memories of when you were small growing up. Well, that's what it was like for me. Having that figure that you can see exactly that character and just brings back those memories. It was just like, wow, like the detail. Like that was the thing, the detail that they put into it to be able to capture those characters and those actors in a little figure was what sort of blew me away and got me stuck into collecting them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's an awesome piece. And I love Bruce Lee. I know when all this stuff going around the world clears up, I'd like to go to Hong Kong. I actually would like to get a Bruce Lee figure in Hong Kong. I think that would be kind of cool, just because that's where he's from, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So the next thing I wanted to ask you is, I don't know if this is a weird question or not. Don't worry, I'm not asking you for your social security or anything.
Sorry, there's no money in it anyway. It's all
not yet. I'll get that later. But did you play or display when you were a kid? If that makes any sense.
I didn't display. I played and chewed on my figures. So I like to eat the old retro Ninja Turtle.
You're one of them, huh? You were one of them. I didn't like your kind. It's like, what are you doing?
That's why I got crooked teeth, you see, because I used to chomp on all the. So the retro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know the little retro.
Sure, I still have mine, and I did not chew the heads off.
I bought the reissue ones, and I've got them still in the boxes. They were done by.
Are you talking about the ones that had some
orange? They had the orange weapons in that. Remember that?
Yes, of course. Some came with the first edition came with the rubber heads. They were rubber, and then they made them plastic, like a solid plastic.
I had the solid plastic ones, and I used to chew. I chewed all their heads off.
I still have mine. Yeah, I still have them. I have them somewhere. I gotta find them. But yeah. Wow.
So I can't say I was a play and display. I was more a play and chew. So yeah.
I'm going to call you Chewy from now on. All right. So what do we got here? It's so funny that we're talking about this, and you know what my next question is? I guess you answered it. Did you wreck or fix figures?
I wrecked all when I was young. So now that I'm older, I tend to like to do a little bit of modifying to some.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and you guys out there watching, check out Rob's Reviews channel. I'm gonna link it up in the description. He does some pretty cool custom work, and obviously his channel's name says reviews on mainly Hot Toys. Would you say mainly Hot Toys?
Yeah, I do third parties.
Some other ones, yeah.
Yep. What was the question again? We were talking about
no, it's all right. Wreck or fix figures. So recently you are fixing figures, but before
when I was younger, I wrecked them. I wrecked all of them.
Me, when I was even a kid, I don't remember. I remember having friends who would like stick fireworks into the figures and stuff like that, but I just.
I didn't do that, but I used
to. It wasn't my thing. Yeah, I was even fixing when I was very needy. I guess that's what explains I'm still needy. Yeah. But I would even display my stuff, and my friends would come over to my place and be like, "Sergio, come on, let's go," because we're about to leave the room. It's like, well, wait a minute, I got to leave this way and this way. It's like, major OCD was already kicking in early on. So
I was the opposite when I was younger, man. So
you're more relaxed. That's much more relaxed. I wish I could just be more just that way. Yeah.
So you remember like Hot Toys, little cars and all that, little Hot Toys cars. Hot Wheels.
Sorry. Hot Wheels, yeah. Hot Wheels and Micro Machines, yeah.
Yeah. So my old man bought me a whole set of them, and I decided that they would look cool if all their wheels were taken off. And I don't know if you can see all the lumps on my head.
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't see them, but I take your word for it.
So they were all the backhanders I copped from my old man, because he used to say, I worked really hard to buy you all these toys, and you go and destroy them and chew their heads off and break the wheels. And yeah. So
yeah, I know that was the typical thing. I was kind of a strange kid. I was just so needy. I had another friend who was the same. He had always video games were always like perfectly displayed because that's mainly what I was collecting is like video games. I mean, I did collect figures too before video games, but always perfectly displayed and all. I think it rubbed off from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well. Yeah, I guess you answered that. You definitely wrecked him when you were a kid.
I wrecked them. Yeah.
So. What lines did you collect as a child of figures? You already mentioned Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, look, I had a couple of G1 Transformers as well.
What Transformers did you have?
I had Optimus Prime,
Yeah,
obviously.
gotta have him.
Bumblebee. I can't remember them all, but I didn't have Megatron. That was the only one I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a few. I think I had Soundwave, which I ended up stepping on all these cassette players, little cassettes. Yeah, they used to transform into the little things too. I used to step on them as well. So I wrecked pretty much everything I had. But now funny thing, I collect all that stuff now, and I sort of look after it now. So I've got a couple of G1. Well, I've got Optimus Prime G1 back in my collection. But yeah, so when I was little, I didn't really stick to lines. I sort of just got whatever was around at that time, whatever we were into at that time. So if it was Transformers, if it was He-Man, Ninja Turtles.
So you did collect Masters of the Universe.
I only had a couple. I didn't have many, but I had a family friend who had the castle. He had all of them. He had everything. And then we used to go to his place, and then I only had He-Man, I think.
Dude, I just got Stinkor, and guess what?
What happened?
He still stinks.
It's
unbelievable. Yeah.
See, I can't remember that one. See, because I remember my friend having that one because he said there was one that used to stink, but I just never.
Yeah,
I never remember. Like I said,
it was basically it was just a total recast of Merman, which they were going to call him Seaman, and they canceled that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I don't think that would have gone down well.
For kids, I got a figure called Seaman.
That wouldn't. Yeah, that won't go down too well.
But he's basically a black merman. Merman.
You didn't, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I wasn't too much into the He-Man figures, but most of them shared the same parts, didn't they?
They did.
So the bodies were pretty much nearly all the same.
Sometimes they wouldn't even mess around with change. They would just change the color, and that's it. Yeah, just different color.
That.
But they did have different arm parts, and they were just same body, different arm parts. Obviously, the different heads and different. Some had like webbed feet, And,
I remember that. I remember too the castle, because someone else at my friend.
Yeah, the castle was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he had that, and then someone else brought his castle, and the paint application was different. I remember that because I said to him, "Your one looks." Your one looks shit. That guy's one. And my friend was like, "Well, you're not coming here to play He-Man anymore because I don't like you because you just bagged my castle out." But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, again with lines, no, I didn't stick to any particular lines. Like I said, I just whatever was, I had a couple of Batman figures, but I don't remember what they were, which line they were. But it was just whatever was around at the time and that we were watching on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there's He-Man just brings great memories. Memories. Fantastic. That's why I can't collect many. I don't want to collect that many, but I have like 5 or 6 of them. And recently, every once in a while, I'll throw something on the channel.
Tough too, weren't they? They were really tough.
They really are. It's amazing how long they'll last. The rubber, and here we have our Hot Toys falling apart like 3 years later, but yet these figures are like 30 years old and still holding up. It's incredible.
I don't even need to chew the heads off on the Hot Toys figures. They just fall.
Okay. So, which do you prefer, quality versus quantity?
I think quality.
Yeah.
I think if you can make something that's really good and limited to a certain amount, I think that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Quantity, I mean, everybody wants these figures. Like that's the thing, and that's how it is.
I see lots of quantity there, and we're going to take a closer look soon. But yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I know you're looking there and saying there's a lot of, but compared to others, there's others that have got heaps. But what I'm talking about is more if it's from a company's point of view.
Yeah.
Are you talking more company or myself? Like, are you talking about quantity or quality in my collection, or are you talking about like
No,
out of the market?
in general, would you rather have like a huge amount of maybe not so expensive items, or a little more expensive and maybe collect some more grails, you could say,
Then that way, yes,
and
yes,
less. Yeah.
yes. So definitely
Well, I mean,
quality. If some really good pieces is better than having just a whole bunch of stuff. Yes.
yeah. All right. Light side or dark side?
I like the bad guys, man. So I'm dark side. You can't go wrong, man, with Vader. So I'm Team Vader. I'm not Team Luke.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Next question.
Yeah.
Marvel or DC?
Well, I'm going to have to say DC because otherwise you're not going to.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Whew, dodge a bullet there.
Yeah, I don't want no trouble. So of course I'm going to say DC.
Batman or Superman?
Oh, it's Batman.
All right, we're good. We're good, buddy. We're good. Oh, let me adjust my earphones. What happened there? What was that?
You missed out. We had a special guest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That weirdo again that's been haunting my channel.
You'll have to maybe rewind and watch to find out who the special guest
I might
was.
have to. My hair has gotten messy for some reason too.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What do we have here? Okay. Comparing some other characters. I'm just curious.
Well, I'd say, look, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to go through the collection anyway, but
Yeah, we are.
Obviously my favorite two characters. I like everything black. Like I got a black car. I love characters in black. So
what is it? Corvette you got?
Yeah, I got a Corvette. Yeah. So for me, it's Vader and Batman. My favorite, in no particular order. Well, it is a tricky one. I can't say. I'd have to say they're both equally. Vader and Batman are definitely my favorite.
That's funny because I was going to ask you that, but what about Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man?
Look, I grew up when I was young. I did collect comics as well. Well, not collect. I'll rephrase that. I didn't collect. I bought comics.
You see, you got a Batman comic back there. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I got that one. That was a gift from a good friend. Yep.
Yeah.
So I used to buy comics and read them when I was little, and I did have a lot of Spider-Man and a couple of I had a bit of Marvel comics actually when I was growing up. So X-Men. I did have a couple of Iron Man comics. Not so. I didn't really have Captain America. I did have a couple of Phantom comics, and obviously Batman as well and whatnot. But in terms of your question,
yeah, which one sticks out a little more? I know you have all three in your collection, but if there's one that sticks out,
you got to say at the moment, obviously in the new generation, I'm going to say the new generation.
Yeah.
With the movies that came out, Iron Man is probably the one that sticks out. But I really like Thor in those movies, that we have.
Infinity War, it's fantastic.
I really loved Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I think he did a really, really top job with the character. And I did have Thor comics as well when I was young. But Thor was a bit of a weird character for me anyway, in the comics. But in the movies, in the new movies, I really thought he was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say, look, Iron Man is obviously the main man in Marvel at the moment, alongside with obviously Captain America.
Cool. Do you dare want to answer this one, Luke or Darth Vader?
Luke or Darth Vader? Well, I said before, I'm Team Vader, so
yeah, you're all about
Vader.
Basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're all about Vader, mainly, not all, but mainly, really Vader and Batman are your thing.
Yeah,
it's their main thing.
I really like them too,
dude.
guys.
And I'm like, this is all about you, but I'm right with you there. Mandalorian or Boba Fett. And this is the last one. Oh no, there's one more after that one.
Well, the problem with Boba is that obviously in the OTs, the original trilogy, he wasn't really much of a character. He was more just a drop in here and there, so we didn't really get to know him. We're only just starting to get to know him. We're only just starting to get to know him in The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to pick, I'm going to say Mandalorian, because we got to know him as a character more. We're just starting to get to know Boba Fett.
With Book of Boba coming,
then that might change. But at the moment,
I agree. I agree with you with what you're saying. I mean, Boba Fett is awesome, but we haven't seen much of him as of yet. But what we've seen, especially recently, man, total badass.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last comparison: Arnold or Stallone?
Oh, now you've got me, because as you know,
that's why I wanted to ask you this one.
I grew up watching those. Obviously, I think a lot of us did, watching Stallone and Arnie films, and I'm just going to put this out there: there will never ever be anyone that will match them two in action films as actors. There will be never another Stallone or Arnie ever again. And I don't think anyone.
I'm going to do just a little plug here, because I've been enjoying it recently. There's this channel called Buff Dudes on. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Buff Dudes, and they do very great impersonations of both Arnie and Stallone teamed up, and they're using the facial, what you call it, face
swap.
Yeah. And it looks just like the new facial technology. That's pretty scary. It looks legit, man. And these guys do great impersonations. I've been watching. It's pretty cool. You should see it. You should check it out.
I don't know.
You should check that out. Yeah, it's a channel called Buff Dudes.
I'll see.
I know this is it's totally off the subject. We got off, but let's go back.
Well, that's me as Stallone on the face. But now, look,
that looks pretty good. I gotta say,
it is. Yeah, it's a hard question, because
they're definitely competitors. That's why I'm giving you kind of these. You don't have to choose. It's just an interesting comparison between.
I don't think I could choose, because obviously, even though they sort of did action films and they were sort of competitors, they brought different quality to their movies. So I can't really pick. I'd have to say I love them both equally. Just like Vader, just like Batman, I like them equally the same.
Sounds to me like Batman, Vader, Stallone, and Arnie kind of just stick out. Yeah. Hey, dude. Yeah. Do you like video games?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have any video game figure? You have some. Yeah, you do. You do have. We're going to show those Mortal Kombat. That's right.
We've got a couple of Mortal Kombats. Yeah.
Which video games have you played?
Now or
anytime. Something that just comes to your mind that sticks out. Just a couple titles.
Yeah. Obviously, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, when you were growing up at the arcades, was the thing. There used to be competitions. I don't know if obviously around the world there would have been competitions of that too, but here in Australia we used to have competitions a lot around Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and obviously Daytona, the racing game. But yeah, was sort of stuck out with the childhood is Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Do you want to name some favorites movies, such as Favorite Star Wars movie, favorite DC movie, favorite Marvel movie that come to mind?
Well, obviously, growing up, the '89 Batman film is what got me started into. I mean, I did watch the 1966 Batman TV series when I was a little cracker, but
with a shark repellent.
Yeah, with the shark repellent and the dancing that was not so groovy. But once I saw the '89 Batman film in the cinemas,
that
was it. I was hooked. So that was one that stuck out. The other one, because I remember this because I was walking through the cinemas in the foyer, and my dad said, "You can't watch this film. It's not for little kids." And that was, I looked up and I saw a life-size cardboard cutout of the Predator with his spikes out, holding Arnie's neck, and like a little bit of a jungle theme going on around the cardboard cutout. And that movie really stuck out. That cardboard cutout. And then when I finally got to watch the movie Predator, that really stuck. Like I really, really enjoyed that. That was one movie. And then obviously Rockies. Every time you watch a Rocky, I mean, you just want to go out and beat heads in. That's how I feel. So those movies sort of stuck out. I think they were the main.
Those are the ones that come to mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you mention a Marvel one?
There wasn't. So growing up, there wasn't any Marvel ones really. When I was
it can be. It doesn't have to be necessarily you growing up. It could be recently.
Well, recently, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the Avengers movies. I thought they were really good. I thought they were really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing what they did, bringing all,
I really enjoyed
all that together.
Infinity War and Endgame. I think they were really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
The Christopher Nolan films. The Dark,
The Dark Knight. Yeah. Wait a minute. I better not talk much about that, or maybe something bad will happen.
Yeah, we don't want to upset that fella that came on before. But those movies are really, really, really well done. Obviously, for me, growing up, the '89 Batman and the '92 Batman films sort of hold a special place. But I mean, those films, they were really, I really enjoyed those films. Even The Matrix, man. I like The Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
That really stood out.
That's a good one. Yeah, good one to mention, yeah.
I love Van Damme too, so Kickboxer, Bloodsport. I like to put them in there. Those movies were...
Which is the one where he's dancing with... is it in Vietnam? He's dancing with the Vietnamese girls? Huh?
Kickboxer.
Is it? Yeah.
Kickboxer.
They've been using that a lot on, like, YouTubers use that a lot.
Yeah.
It's become so iconic.
Yep. And obviously, another one too was probably when I got a little bit older was watching Terminator for the first time. That really...
You're talking about the first one?
The first one, and then obviously the second one, that was unreal too.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the first one blew me away because it was just pure, pure machine hunting the human. It was just...
Is the first one like considered a horror movie? It's like a horror movie. Yeah. It's got that horror feel to it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that one really stuck out as well. But yeah.
No, I love them both. Of course, T2 really sticks out. But I know T1 definitely. After becoming such a fan of T2, I retro back to T1 and really enjoy it for what it is. It's pretty great, and that's pretty much where it ended, right?
Yeah. The rest a little bit funky. Yeah. And obviously, growing up, the Star Wars films, the original films, and even I like the prequels. The prequels really stood out for me too. I know a lot of people didn't like them. They didn't like Hayden played Anakin, but I thought he was fine.
Episode 3, he I'm sure.
Yeah, look,
I'm sure he took some coaching and some stuff, and definitely in episode 3 it shows that a little more crafted. I want to say a little more juice in him.
Hopefully we get some
And the thing was, everything's so monotone with him. You know, I don't like sand.
But it sort of fits the character of Darth Vader. You know, being robotic.
Interesting point. Yeah, interesting point. The thing was that for me, it was just so monotone. He was good at playing, like, I liked his looks, like when he was angry and how he would look so angry and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. He was good at showing anger, but his conversations with Padme to me were just kind of awkward. Just awkward. I don't know how you feel.
I can see what you're saying with those scenes. I mean,
it's awkward. But also a lot of people say that, you know, it's not only the actor, but it's also the people behind the scenes who are orchestrating everything.
Yeah.
So
look, I enjoyed those films. You obviously know how I feel about the sequels, so I didn't. The movies that came after Return of the Jedi, I don't particularly like them too much, but those are the movies that sort of stood out more for me. Is, you know, obviously Star Wars, your Terminators, your Batmans, stuff like that.
Cool. Favorite vehicle in movies?
In movies,
yeah,
it's got to be the '89.
Yeah, I should have been more specific, I guess. Mm-hmm.
That one up there.
I got the same one, only it's over here. Can't see it. People maybe think I'm lying, but I do have a collection video, and it shows it. And it's big time your fault. You know, who I called first as soon as I got it. It's okay.
I don't want to upset the other guy, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I love it, dude. It's a great vehicle. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I look at it every day. I mean, that's the point, right?
I have to say the 89 Batmobile. When you saw that on TV, in the movies, man, it was just classy.
No, it is. It still holds up.
Yep,
still holds up. And you know, you're a Corvette fan. You have a Corvette. Does it? Do you think it's got that Corvette feel to it?
Well, when I'm driving my Corvette, I tend to think I'm Batman because mine's black. My Corvette's black, so it looks sort of similar. Yeah, but look, it does have it's got the curves similar to a Corvette, a C3.
Yeah, but,
It was just something about seeing that Batmobile in the movies, and it just tearing through the streets and the big flame popping out of the back. It just really
absolutely. Cool. Absolutely. Yeah. Dude, I mean, you and I can't agree more. The Tumbler, however. Pretty cool.
That too, I do like that one. I think it suited that period of film. Whereas the 89 Batmobile suited those movies. I do like the Tumbler.
Yeah, I've been tempted to get the Hot Toys one. I saw one recently here. It's under $500. So
yeah,
tempting, really but it takes a lot of space.
I heard it's really big.
It's just more wide. It's not as long, right? It's just more wide.
No, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen one in person, but yeah, from pictures it looks like it's a lot wider than the 89, which will take up a bit of room. Yeah.
89 is fairly slim. All right, and last one of this section. Any favorite actor that sticks out? Like, I know you. I know it's hard to choose favorites. Although this is just what comes to your mind.
At the moment, especially with the Snyder Cut, I did like Henry Cavill, and I think he hasn't been given a good opportunity. I know he's saying that he's done quite a few films as Superman. But I don't think he's given a good run at the character, and I think he is a perfect fit for that character. Yeah. And he's definitely one that's stood out in my mind with the new films. Is him? Yeah, I think he's a good actor.
No, he is indeed, and hopefully there's still hope. We can see him as Superman. It's just like there's always hope. That's why it's Superman, right? That's why I got a Ferrari thing on my chest, but let's just pretend it's a hope. Whatever. But that I like that. I should have it. I mean, my name is Sergio, so I should be wearing like a Superman.
You should get a T-shirt with an S on it. Hey, look, it's not over till the fat lady sings. I'm sorry if there's any.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah,
was that a reference? Independence Day.
Yes, when they're about to
Independence
smoke
Day.
cigars, isn't it? Yeah.
I caught it. Yeah. All right. So when did you start YouTube? Let's talk a little bit about your channel.
Or would have been when I started collecting, so a couple of years ago.
Okay. And what's the main? Well, I guess we kind of discussed that. What's the main focus of your channel?
Look,
the focus.
Yeah, I'm just doing it more as a hobby. So
Mm-hmm.
just reviewing, like I said, my own figures in my collection.
Yeah.
I don't buy every single figure that comes out because obviously,
Why not? Why not?
I wouldn't have all the room. Plus, money is a big thing.
Yeah.
And I like to try and collect like I said, I'd like to collect the figures that I like, and then I review the ones that I collect. So, yeah. So it's just basically reviewing the figures that I collect, and hopefully give a little bit of information to others before they make their purchase on those figures.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any channels that you enjoy watching?
I enjoy yours.
Oh, thanks, man.
There's a few, man. There's obviously you've got all the main guys that are out there.
Yeah.
So you got Justin's, your Man of Hot Collectibles,
Mm-hmm.
Jedi Patrols. You got all those channels. They all provide, perfect insight to, these figures and what they offer. So that way, the consumers can watch these reviews and get some ideas.
Before they spend all the big bucks, right?
Because these figures aren't cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because so many are getting released, you sort of get sucked in and you sort of want to buy everything. And
yeah, that's an interesting point you bring. How addicting do you think this hobby is?
This is another. So with all these YouTube reviewers too, it doesn't help because it really gets you pumped, right? It's like So I mean, the only advice I can give is know your limits. Know what you're comfortable to spend, because
in terms of a budget, how much you're willing.
You got a budget for these things.
Set limits, right?
Correct. I'm in saying that I've been pretty bad lately, as you know. I haven't really set myself limits, so I've done that now. Hopefully,
do as I say, but not as I do.
Yeah, that's it. But you need to sort of set yourself goals and go, well, what do I really want in my collection? Because otherwise, it can get really, really, really nasty. And then, I mean, compared to doing gambling or alcohol and drugs or whatever, the good thing about this hobby is if you've had enough or it's time to change your lifestyle or whatever, you can sell this stuff and then get most of your money back. But you got to know.
That's true. That is true.
You got to know your limits. Like it can take over your life, and then you're just like tunnel vision. You're just, that's out. I'm going to buy that, and I've done that too myself. Like I pre-ordered a figure, and then as soon as I pre-ordered the figure, I'm like, did I do that? I don't even want that thing. It's like I don't even like it. I just got caught up in the hype, and then I pre-ordered it, and especially now with the pre-orders being like 2 years before you get a figure, before you know it, it's not so much the collection.
It's crazy. It's long waits. Yeah, it's a collection of pre-orders.
Well, that becomes the problem as well, because you have all these pre-orders. And then all of a sudden they start to come out, and then you have to pay for them all. And if you haven't really thought about it properly, or either kept a spreadsheet, or set a budget like you mentioned.
No, absolutely.
It gets away from you. You have all these pre-orders that you have to pay for, and then you get into a little bit of debt. So you got to sort of stick to what you want and be very mindful that it can be very addictive and can really drain your money.
Yeah. No, it's the whole thing of, I found myself just being addicted to when you first open that box and you get that feeling.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Euphoria, dopamine. All these things that we're so addicted to that make us feel that high, that natural. I want to say natural high.
Yep. You just reminded me. So one film I didn't say was RoboCop, which as well sort of got my attention.
Sure.
And when I picked up my RoboCop figure, I remember taking that out of the box, and I was blown away by the detail that was in that figure. And
I've seen it. Yeah,
opening up. It doesn't, not just that one, but I'm just saying, opening up a box to a figure and then getting that feeling, wow, look at the detail. Like that's what sort of sucks you in too. And like I said, you just got to be mindful of what you're doing. Like it can get away from you pretty quickly.
Yep.
Like sometimes I've spent money that I'm like, what the hell have I just done this week? And you're like, oh no, I'm eating rice for the next couple of weeks because I can't afford a steak. But it can get pretty bad. So you just got to be really mindful of what you want in your collection and keep on top of that.
All right. Well, we've been about 45 minutes into it, so let's take a look at your collection, Rob.
Let's go.
Let's see here. So loading here the video. So let's go from the beginning here so we can see, that's the top. We can see that's where you're sitting, or you're basically sitting in front of this.
Yep.
Lots of figures. So we're going to take a closer look here. We're going to start on the bottom shelf.
Yep.
First. And
so that's one thing I wanted to say as well. Like that's the other thing too, is obviously, especially if you don't have space, like as you can see, I'm sort of stuck in a room at the moment with where I've got my figures and I've got limited space. So that can be the problem as well. If you start to buy figures, you start to run out of room. And it's not just the room in the display cabinet that starts to suffer.
Yeah, a lot of people may think that you got a lot of figures too close and there's too many in one cabinet, but there is an explanation for that. Please say you do have a reason why this is temporarily how you have it.
So obviously, I'm not. I'm at my parents' beach house, so I'm looking at buying my own place. So when I move out, I'll obviously do like a collection room. I'm most likely going to get module cases and spread the display, the figures out, and the display, make the display a little bit more prettier to look at. But that's not just the figure. What I was going to say is not just the figures become a problem when you don't have room. You got to then think about where the hell are you going to put all the boxes? So, like I said, at the moment, I'm sort of
you like a storage unit, right?
I've had to, because I'm sort of borrowing where I'm staying at the moment. I can't overload the rest of the house with my belongings. I've had to go and get a storage room for all the bloody boxes. So that's what you got to think about as well. It's money and space.
Yeah. So let's keep going here. We saw Van Damme, and what do you call him? Ip Man or IP Man? IP Man. I can barely say that with a straight face. Ip Man. Yeah. And there's your first figure, that Bruce Lee figure.
Bruce Lee. That's
such a great way to start. So here's another shot of that bottom right shelf.
Yeah, and there's I really like this figure.
This figure looks awesome. I like that pose. So it reminds. Do you think Heath Ledger borrowed from this as a Joker?
I think he would a little bit.
A little bit seems. Just reminds me. Yeah. I mean, what you're saying,
the look with the hair even some aspects of how Brendan Lee portrayed the Crow. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the father. Both. What a tragedy. Both. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Got them in their prime.
Yeah. And who's the one? So we got Jackie Chan. He's a little out of focus.
Yeah, Jackie Chan. That's from Police Story, and then you got I can't say his name too well. Wu Feng. Oh, I can't even say his name, but that's the actor is Jet Li, and I think it's Once Upon a Time in China. I think that's the movie that figure's from.
I did see we had Tom Cruise, Last Samurai. There.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Those figures are awesome. Pop Toys. Yeah, really done a smashing job with those figures, man.
You got some mix Arnie and
a bit of a mix there. Some Stallone and Arnie. Got some more Stallone figures hopefully coming. I'm trying to get my hands on when the Stallone shop releases the Cobra figure, I believe. Cobra.
No, there's a Cobra figure coming. I don't know.
Yeah, that's coming out. But yeah, there's a bit of the Terminator.
I've got the battle damage Terminator.
Detailing.
I enjoy doing the review on them.
Yeah, it's a great figure, man. I've also got, it's not in here at the moment, but I've got the DX010 on its way as well. So that's another one.
DX10, that's like the only one that has actual leather, isn't it?
I think so. It's the one where he's a minigun. Yeah.
Actually, you don't have to worry about deterioration on that one, as far as I know, because it's actual leather. The jacket and pants.
Yeah, and if we look in there, you can see the T800 from the first Terminator film. That's not the original jacket. That's actually the jacket from the one behind him. I bought a Sperry because the original jacket from the
I've heard it's quite a common thing.
Yeah.
Predator, Blade's
an awesome figure.
RoboCop,
there's RoboCop, in the back there.
Which RoboCop is that? There's a battle damage, and
you can swap out the chest piece and the helmet to the battle damage as well. But I've just gone in the clean version. Yeah,
there's and it's diecast, right?
Yeah.
There's an older one I saw recently. I'm always checking online for figures, and there's an older one Hot Toys did. It looks a little more blue, and it's made out of plastic, I think, right?
I can't remember.
You know about that one?
I can't remember, but I do want to get the green pack, the one where it's got Alex Murphy and RoboCop. I'm going to hunt that one down as well. So you get the Alex Murphy before he gets turned into RoboCop. But that Blade figure, Blade
that's pretty cool.
Really, really good, man.
Yeah, Neo. I love Neo. Yeah, I love that figure.
By Hot Toys, yeah.
Yeah.
3-0 Rambo.
I'm so tempted to get this still.
Yeah, and this is an awesome.
I had a chance. I should have gotten them.
So reissues is obviously a hot topic at the moment. Ones that I wouldn't be too upset about if they reissued is the Rambo figures. Obviously, if they improved them like the 3-0.
Yeah, because those are so old.
They're crap. They just look.
The bodies are all deteriorating.
The hip sculpt was terrible. Like the 3-0 one looks spot on.
Yeah.
And I got Judge Dredd in the back there, which I really like that figure. You can't see him there, but and you got James Bond, Daniel Craig, which is not a bad figure.
Shoulder there. Then we got a close up of. Okay, so moving up here.
The DC.
Oh boy.
There's that 89 Batman is a custom Fison body swap that I did in that one, just so you can get a bit more articulation. Because as you know, the 89 figure.
That turned out pretty good. That turned out pretty good. If any of you watching are interested in customizing to get more articulation on your 89 Batman, check out his videos.
I did a video on how to swap the body out of the original 89 and put a Fison body swap in there. Yeah, it was challenging, not easy.
This one got my attention. Catwoman. Which one is that one?
I'm not going to lie, I have no idea. I bought it. So when I picked up the 66 Batman and Robin off my friend, he chucked in the Catwoman, and I have no idea what brand it is.
Looks pretty good.
Two-Face.
It's pretty decent. I mean, it's too bad Hot Toys. I mean, they could still make it. Yeah,
Freddy.
this Freddy brings in memories.
Yeah.
That head sculpt looks really good, actually.
Hey, for Sideshow, like, I'm sorry, Sideshow, but they don't make the best. Well, I'm going to say the best quality compared to Hot Toys.
No,
But
compared to Hot Toys, definitely. I mean, years ago, maybe they're a little more similar, but now definitely Hot Toys is outdone them by much.
Oh yeah, I was surprised with this one. This one, like, there's a few things that are a little bit off with the figure, but
that looks great to me. I mean, maybe it's the sweater, the way the collar is of the sweater. Maybe it could be just.
Well, that's what I was gonna. So I'm probably gonna do a review on this guy soon.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I think his outfit was a little bit too clean. It would have been good if
that's a good point.
And the body that they chose too was a bit of a cheap body. You can around his torso is pretty loose. I don't know if that was just my one, but the head sculpt. I mean, the only bummer is you can't take the hat off, but the head sculpt is spot on, man.
I see Jim Carrey there in the background. Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey.
Look, I'm not too. Yeah, look, I like. Yeah, I don't know. That figure's got some things with it, but there's the 89 with the body, the Fison body swap.
That's a nice shot. Yeah, and it looks good.
So you can see you can pose him a lot better too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the 66. So they're just waiting for the 66 Batmobile that I got. I've ordered. From
I know you're getting that.
Yeah. There's Anakin Lightside and Darth Maul in the front there, with Mace and Qui-Gon.
Dark Side Anakin in the background.
And there's Dark Side on the back there. He's borrowed the Empire Strikes Back diorama from the Vader.
Oh, I can't tell. I can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. You got Kylo Ren there from Rise of Skywalker.
Is this right? This is Rise of Skywalker recently released.
It's a great figure, man. It's he's probably the only character that I liked from the sequels.
I pretty much feel the same. There was a time I was digging the BB-8 droid, but I kind of I don't know.
Yeah, he's the only one that I've collected.
Yeah, for me, I feel you on that one. I feel the same way.
And in the back there, you got Rogue One Vader.
No, that's Rogue One Vader. Yeah, that's a good Vader. Count Dooku.
Yeah. And obviously in the front,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's
Clone Wars. What am I saying? Yoda. Yeah.
And then I just got Beskar Mando, and then they released the pre-order.
You just got him too, not that long ago, wasn't it?
I was bleeding. I just yes, I got Beskar Mando finally, and then I opened him up, took him out of the box.
A lot of people are still getting their Beskar Mandos from Sideshow in America. So,
and the thing that's really, excuse my French, is pissed me off.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I might have to censor a little bit later, but it's all right.
Just don't put the kid in.
Feel free. Just let loose, man. I just want us to just enjoy ourselves.
Well, they stuffed up. They put all this, like, as much as we love Hot Toys and they do such awesome work. I don't know if sometimes they're colorblind or something like that, but the flight suit. They must be watching a different Mandalorian film than TV series than us, because it's great.
Yeah, well, this one is right. The OG one.
The OG ones,
I love both of these. I got both of these as well, and I can't choose. When I did the comparison, I chose Beskar, but honestly, it was by very little because it comes with Baby Yoda, and I do like a little more of the buff look. It's a little more buff looking. But then the OG has just got so many special qualities. That first episode just really. The first episode when he's walking in the snow going into that, what is it, a cantina, I guess. I was hooked. I was hooked from just that opening. I was just hooked. It's like, whoa, who's this? It's like, it's got that. What's that?
He's like John Wayne, just goes in and just
yeah. It's so Western like. I love that. That's why I like Grogu. I like Grogu, but he went from the bounty hunter to just kind of becoming this
Maybe
hero, babysitter hero. And I want to see a little more of him being the bounty hunter. Yeah. Yep.
But that was the best car. Like obviously the flight suit should be brown, and then they pre-ordered for the new best car Mando that's coming out. They're still showing the same flight suit as being grey, which I don't know why they've done that. But anyway,
yeah.
Then you've got Entebbe MJs in the back there. I've also got hopefully he's getting released soon, the baseball version of MJ, and I'm looking for the home version as well, which is pretty expensive.
Those are Entebbe?
Entebbe, yeah, and these two here are Storm. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which was basically I bought that guy.
Did you say Storm Collectibles? These? I don't know much about these figures.
Yeah, Storm Collectibles. Yeah,
look good. Yeah, well, it looks like
look really good. And that Hollywood one is obviously one of the first figures
Hollywood
I got.
Rules.
Yeah.
Hulkamania.
You got the OG Hulk Hogan there, yeah.
I see. I'm kind of blurry now, but I see Scorpion was there. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. So he's new to the collection.
I love that look for Scorpion.
So this photo is just before I did the body swap on him, and let me tell you, the body swap is a pain on the ass. This guy's already got the fights and body swap on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Scorpion was a real pain in the ass to swap the body out. So if anyone wants to do that, I didn't do a video because I was cursing all the time. But let me warn you, if you pick up these figures, you need a lot of patience.
Hey, look good.
Yeah, look, they're great. I said,
who makes them again? I don't know if I caught that or if you said it.
Was it World something to World Box? I think World Box.
Oh, World Box. Oh, they make some good bodies.
Actually, hang on.
Yeah.
Let me check.
It's all right. What do we got next here? Let's see. Oh, boy. We can stop right here. That's an awesome shot.
Yeah. I think it is World Box. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know about them, but mainly I know because I see they make some pretty high-quality bodies.
Yeah. There we go. Thriller.
Yeah, this is a nice shot. I kind of like that how the blurry background and this guy's kind of lit like that. Yeah. This is a 2-pack, wasn't it?
Not really. It came with 2 outfits and a second head sculpt.
Oh, that's the deal. I thought it was a 2-pack.
So when you open the box, it looks like it comes with another body, but it doesn't.
So that's basically like they did with the first DX Joker.
I haven't got the first DX Joker, but
it comes with the extra suit. Yeah, it comes with the extra one. The police outfit.
It comes with the clean version. The clean version suit.
Yeah.
And then obviously you get this one when he turns into Zombie Jack. Zombie Jackson.
That head sculpt holds up. I mean, this figure is old. It still looks good. And there's
which is my favorite Michael Jackson song.
Oh, is that right?
Smooth Criminal then?
Yeah, Smooth Criminal. I remember that. This is great memories. I got to, I had to have this figure, and I went to see that. I'm one of the. I consider myself very lucky. I got to see the Bad Tour.
Oh, see, I'm spewing. I never got to see Michael Jackson, and I used to love Michael Jackson when I was little, man. He ruled.
Yeah, once I saw that concert, I couldn't appreciate any other concerts after that because I just saw my first concert is it's hard to beat. No pun intended. So
that was a bad joke.
Yeah, bad. I know. I'm full of bad jokes, but I still go with it. It comes to my mind. I spit it out. So here's Marvel.
This is
some Marvel action.
This is my tiny Marvel collection. As you can see, I've got a lot of Thor figures. I like Thor. And then you got the 85 at the front, that's an awesome figure. I know a lot of people have bagged the head sculpt out. I actually don't mind it.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm getting my replacement. I was looking for to get um a additional one because a lot of people are selling them, and lately I've been seeing them for around $50, something like that.
what's that? The replacement head, Scott?
No, the original head, and then I
Yeah.
could just get the replacement and have both to compare them. And I feel like I want to hang on to both, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I missed the boat
Mm.
to do the replacement, so I'm going to have to try and find one a bit later.
The replacement looks good.
I have seen it
They're shipping it out, and it looks really
Yeah, I
good.
saw it on Justin's channel.
Yeah, he
and,
just put a review up on it. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I wasn't going to get it. And then again, see, with these people like us reviewing figures, you
Mhm.
watch a review and then you get hyped up to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I missed. I can't do.
That head sculpt looks.
I can't do the replacement now. I missed out, so I'm going to have to try and find it on the secondary market. But I
You
got
might
Cap.
be able to. Might be able to.
Yeah, there's Cap.
Yeah, that's an in-game cap. Yeah, I mean
Good figure.
that's pretty much the way I feel. It's the only cap you need. You know, if you're
Yeah.
a really big fan of Captain America, you may need additionals. But to me, this is the definite cap. I remember I've had several caps, and once I got this guy, it's like, you know, that was it for me. And I
Yep.
kind of felt the same way with Iron Man Mark 85. Even though I do love the Mark 3 and the Mark 6, but yeah.
I don't mind the 47. I like
Yeah,
that too.
47, it's cool. Yeah, it's got its charm, that's for sure.
Well, what I like about the 85 is it sort of throws back to the retro Iron Man, which is the comics that I grew up reading. So
Mhm.
I think it looks a lot more like the retro, which is what I like. But
Yeah. You got quite a few Thors. You got Spider-Mans.
Rogue, there's Infinity, Ragnarok in the back there. Dark World, you can't see him, and then the original Thor behind Iron Man, and I got the Endgame Thor as well coming, which I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah. I might have to pick that one up.
Yeah,
We'll see. It should be coming soon. Oh boy, what do we got here? I think I can know. You know, I was talking about DC a little before, but at this point, I just can't help it.
I think your mate is getting a little bit excited, isn't he? He wants to see himself or see.
All right, what do we got?
Well, we got some figures of yourself.
All right, I'm back. I mean, I couldn't help it. I have to talk about this because this is some pure DC goodness here. You got here. Let's take a nice look here.
So this is obviously my favorite figures in my collection.
Okay.
No trouble.
No, you're slowly becoming my friend. I'm starting to like you, just a little bit. All right. So we have here Dark Knight. We got
Batman Begins. There, as you know, that was your first outing in Batman. That one there's got a Fison body swap and an Unreal Customs cowl and a Unreal cape as well. And then I've got the what's that one? That's the DX12. That one is
DX12. Looks like it to me. Hang on, I gotta add here because now we're chatting with me, so we gotta throw in there the bat. We're at the bat now because we're talking about bats and Joker. I'm excited. This is
you got the Joker there, 2.0.
You got the armory here, yeah.
Bruce the armor in the back with Alfred and Bruce.
Scarecrow.
That's an awesome piece.
Goodness, this is some goodness. All right. And some Superman before he became black.
Oh yeah. There's your enemy. That's actually the one you like, isn't it? That's the Superman you like.
Yeah,
he's
like Christopher Reeve.
In the black colors, yeah.
He's nice and patriotic. I like that. Yeah. Oh, that Joker looks pretty menacing. Look at he's holding that knife. And what is he saying? Oh,
you're the one who fights him all the time. So what is he saying?
What's that Scarecrow saying back here?
Yeah. Yep. It's the Dark Toys
he-
Scarecrow. Decent figure, man.
he said to me, I need to lighten up. Well, I'm not going to lighten up. I'm sorry. I'm not lightening up. We got, what else we got here?
You got Two-Face in the background there.
Different
That's the
angle.
Toys exclusive one. We go across. We get into your favorite.
Oh, boy, here go some classics. I like these classics. It's great.
The Joker.
Yeah,
you got the 89 Batman next to him. The real.
You got Henry Cavill behind him.
Is that the real Batman? Isn't it the one you copied?
What? No, I don't copy anybody. I'm original, my friend. I'm absolutely original. Well, we got a trio here. What do we got?
You got the 89, 92, which was the twin pack with Bruce.
Oh, no, there's 4 of them. Wow. You got two Bat flicks, and 2 Michael Keatons.
Yeah.
They should have put me in the front here, in the middle, like in front of Batflick. You need a figure of me, the Bat, wearing my what you call it? This a Ferrari. My Ferrari.
You left your outfit at home. I wanted to keep you separate from these guys to make you feel special. You know.
Oh, I appreciate that. You're winning extra points there. More. What else we got? I see Bane.
Yeah, you got Dark. Your favorite. That's your favorite, isn't he? Is he your favorite?
Well,
he beat the shit out of you.
Well, one doesn't appreciate much getting his back broken, but I'm a forgiving guy.
You got him in the end. That's all that matters.
In the end, that's what matters. That's right.
That's right. As Vin Diesel would say,
you got to rise to the occasion.
As Vin Diesel would say, it's not about how much you. Is it? What does he say? It's not about how much you win. Is it? What's his saying that he used to say?
Sure. I only remember my Dark Knight quotes. Sorry, man.
As long as you win, that's the main thing.
So, well, it makes sense. As long as you win.
It's about winning. So you won in the end. You beat him up. So that's the main thing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What else we got? Let's see.
You got the BVS.
Yeah, you're using the Heat Vision head sculpt, the Heat Vision on
you got the
BVS version. Yeah.
The laser eyes on the BVS.
I like this BVS version. I think it's actually a little more.
The cape's really good.
It's dark, but it's not too dark, if you know what I mean. I think it was perfect like that. Just this blue, dark blue.
Yep.
Still Superman. It's not black. And
the cape's really good on it. I think the cape is better than the Justice League.
I remember that figure. I kind of want to get this guy back. I like my Justice League one, though.
Yeah. The BVS suffers from that, or my one suffers from that decolor. It loses its color on top of the S.
Like my collar, where you can see all my skin here. I know. I'm just trying to cover here. I should be like this. But,
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It's
just a cow with clothes.
You can get your outfit at home, so it's all good. I think.
All right. What else? Let's see.
And then in the back, you just got Man of Steel. He's got the collar mod on him.
He's like super tall. Why does he look so short?
The others are on acrylic risers.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah. If I put Man of Steel on a riser, he'd end up hitting his head on the shelf.
Oh yeah, he's pretty tall, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, that Joker looks good. I'm so glad I have that one.
Yeah,
I wasn't planning to get him, and then I just found them on here in Japan. You got Yahoo auctions, and I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's an awesome figure, man.
That head sculpt of Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton looks pretty cool, actually.
It's not too bad.
No, it's not bad.
I
thought it was worse, but it's not bad. Not bad.
Some angles, it doesn't look like you sort of lose him a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Oh, I love that. I gotta have that Batman Returns at some point.
Yeah, he's your favorite, isn't he? He's your favorite.
One of them, that's for sure. I love 89, but All right. Well, I guess Star Wars. All right.
Well, you're back. You missed out on your friend. Your friend rocked up. Were you having a snooze, were you?
I feel like I took some illegal substances. Anyway, Star Wars, right? Yeah. Luke. Hey, Luke.
Yeah, this slideshow.
Awesome. Yeah, what C-3PO is that?
That's Sideshow, and so's R2, which
what is Hot Toys waiting for to make one?
I have no idea. I don't know why they haven't done.
It's just so many figures. It just makes no sense.
They left.
They haven't made them.
I don't know why they left.
Do you like this? Do you like this? How do you like this one?
Well, out of the two, because they're both Sideshow.
Yeah, it's just bad stuff. Let's get this.
That one's good.
Out.
R2D2 is not so good. I'll probably get rid of that one and look for a Hot Toys one because it's just really flimsy and it feels really cheap. Whereas C-3PO sort of feels a little bit better.
There's one, I think, Tamashii Nations diecast. Does that ring a bell? I think it's Tamashii Nations here in Japan. They made it 1/6 scale, I believe, and that's a really good one.
Yeah,
and I have seen it before and I've been tempted, but it's pricey. Yeah. I got Chewie and Han. I missed this set. I do miss this set.
Yeah,
used to have them.
Yeah, pack, yeah. And I got my stormtroopers there.
Yeah. You got a couple knuckleheads there or bucket heads.
A couple of bucket heads next to Tarkin and Vader. So that Vader is the New Hope.
So this is a set, right, of Tarkin and Vader.
The Tarkin Vader set, which is so I've bought all.
That's why we're going to do that comparison. We'll be doing that coming up
that Vader
of all the Vaders.
He's one of my favorites, man, because it just looks spot on. He looks spot on.
So but from memory, what I can recall is I've had this Vader before, the New Hope Vader, and the center chest plate. Is that what you call it? Wrong.
Yeah. So this one's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit bigger. So it's more accurate. Looks better, that's for sure. I'm not sure if it's more accurate or not, but it looks better.
And the gap between the belt is
it's because of the gaps that those gaps when they're too wide just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? We got Palpatine.
Yeah, that's from the throne set. Obviously, I don't have much room, so I put the chair in there because it takes up all the room.
I'd like to have that one.
There's King Luke in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's a full 2-pack. That's right.
Yeah, that's the 2-pack. And then you got the 40th anniversary Empire.
No, that's a 40th anniversary. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then that's 40th.
That's what I was going to say. This is a 40th Boba.
Oh, I really like the figure, man. I think he looks.
I love those boxes. I have the 40th anniversary.
They look really cool.
ESP. The boxes. I almost don't want to open it, but I'm not.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some people talk about leaving them in the box and keeping that retro look.
Sure. I get it. I get it. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
That's it. It's your collection. Do what you want. But I had to take him out of the box. And then you got that's the Luke Return of the Jedi, but that's the deluxe.
Yeah, the deluxe set, the Endor.
Yeah, you get the other outfit. I had, and I'm spewing now. I actually had the Return of the Jedi Luke, and I sold that one because I had that deluxe. Yeah, and now that Return of the Luke, Return of the Luke.
That's a good title.
He's back. He's returned. There you go.
Return of the not just Luke, the Luke, because that's the Luke we need. Yeah.
I'm still Team Vader though, so I want Return of the Vader. So, So now that Return of the Jedi Luke is actually going for a bit of coin now.
Oh yeah.
So I'm spewing. I actually sold him.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a Mando one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, for sure we are. for sure.
So here we have the Batmobile. Love this piece.
89 Batmobile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love this piece.
What a piece that is.
It's just great, and the cockpit, the details it has, and everything's just oh gosh. I need a DeLorean. I'm set for vehicles. Maybe that Tumbler too, but definitely this was first for me. This was number one. If I'm gonna have a vehicle, I'm gonna sacrifice real estate. It was that 89 Batmobile. And you got a 1/4 scale Darth Vader.
Yeah,
we're gonna see. I think we have some close-ups here too coming up.
Yeah.
That's I don't know much about 1/4 scale. I mean, this is a gorgeous shot. This is great.
I mean, if you look at the detail on this 1/4,
so let me just ask you real quick. I mean, in comparison to the 1/6, is it just really stands out so much better? Because I just saw one of my Toy Sapiens visits. I just did a video on it, and I saw for the first time a Spider-Man 1/4 scale, and there's definitely a difference. It was the first time I ever saw a 1/4 scale, and yeah, I mean, of course, you got a larger figure, so there's room for more detail, and yeah.
So obviously, can't take the 1/6 out of the cabinet here, but if we just go back for a sec,
back to the
head sculpt of where he's got the helmet on.
Where he's got the helmet.
Yeah. Let's go forward a bit more.
Okay.
Up there, yeah. So,
sorry, missed it again.
He's gone to Ugly Man.
There we are. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute because that's really nice.
So the proportions on this 1/4 scale is just spot on, and even the way that the cape drapes is really good. And I'm just going to talk about the helmet.
Yeah.
So if we go back to where the helmet is, I don't know if you got the Empire Strikes Back 40th, you do, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
look at how that looks, dude. That's art. That's artistic, and I didn't even mean to do that. You see that, like in the background?
Yes. But that head sculpt with the helmet on. If you've got the 1/6 scale Empire Strikes Back Vader, and you put them together, the helmet looks different on the 1/6 scale. So I've looked at both.
I got you. Yeah.
This 1/4 scale, I reckon, looks a lot more accurate to the movies than the 1/6. There's just something about the 1/6 that looks a little off.
It's hard to tell by pictures, to be honest with you. It's hard to tell, but
when you got it in real life, like I'm just saying, if you put them together,
I totally believe you. Yeah,
it just looks like the 1/6 scale is just a little bit off compared to this. This one, it feels like they got it spot on.
You know, we're gonna get a Return of the Jedi,
and I'll get that one
1/6 scale. Yeah, no, I'm sure you will.
I love that.
Well, and then we'll have to just compare like all of them and just decide what the ultimate Vader is.
Well, like you said, the 1/4. If we go to the next clip, if you look at this,
it's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
That is spot on, man.
Yeah,
he looks
absolutely gorgeous.
He looks crazy.
That's how I remember him. Maybe it's just a little bit more puffy because I remember how he's kind of pressing against him. He's kind of like
maybe because he was lying down on the ground, but
no, but that looks great.
He looks spot
and
on.
I can't help. I don't know if you've ever seen that YouTube video that they modified the video and they make him play. He's playing the harmonica. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen that. No.
Maybe don't watch it because it might ruin it a little bit for you. But it's good comedy. They basically make him like he's playing the harmonica back and forth.
Right? Yeah.
I love that kind of dude. I love that comedy. I mean, especially the source material like Star Wars. These things that are just so special. Sometimes some of that comedy I actually appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that goofy stuff, but nothing like the original.
That head sculpt is the eyes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Everything about it looks spot on.
And here we have, this is a cockpit. You got the Millennium Falcon cockpit. I know you sent me a video where you were showing it, but I wanted to put everything in 16.9. So
this piece here from Jazz Inc. is just crazy, man. It's really cool.
I like the two stormtroopers in there. That's
Yeah, they stole the Falcon.
what's the
mate.
story here?
Yeah, they it was just lying around, and Han and Chewie were off fighting bad guys, and these two bozos thought, you know what? Let's steal it. Why not? The fastest.
And
they don't know how to fly. They don't know how to fly. That's how stupid they are.
And I recently with recent videos I started putting your Facebook group on the description. So Rob does have a Facebook group, and he shares all these pictures like the ones you're seeing. 6 Scale Club.
Yeah,
and
collection.
Yeah, and I saw you posted quite a few pictures of different characters in this cockpit. So
yeah, you can you can have a lot of fun with this this diorama piece. It's really cool for when you if you're into figure photography, you can really get some cool shots.
Yeah, I like that. Getting doing stuff that is original. It's great.
Yeah, you can really get creative.
Oh, this is big time childhood memories right here. These are the 1/4 scale.
That was one of the movies that I forgot to mention too. That the original
1990. Is it 1990? I think 1990.
I think so.
Yeah, seems to me 1990. I get confused with dates too, but 1990 is the first one that comes to mind.
That movie was that was the best. That was the best Turtles movies. Then after that, it went downhill, I reckon.
Yeah, I kind of did.
And even the Turtles started to look a little bit crazy. Like they had the crazy in the eyes, Like,
well, what's really funny is at the time the censorship was pretty terrible, and because of they're using their weapons in the first movie, right? So they a lot of mothers complain. I mean, my mother, I watched it in the theater with my mother. She didn't have an issue, but apparently a lot of mothers had issues. So on the second one, they couldn't use their weapons, so they're like fighting with sausages, Michelangelo, and
I remember that. Yeah. What the hell was that?
Yeah. Well, at the time when I was a kid, I didn't realize. As an adult, I realized that, seeing some YouTube videos and stuff like that, that's actually what went down. It's like, wow, they really. But I actually do like Secret of the Ooze. A lot of people may not like it. I like it. I
didn't mind it, but the original
they changed. Yeah, the original. There's nothing like it. It's got that darker tone to it, and it's just great. The second one, they lightened it up a little bit. Then the third, they got carried away, changed everything. Just forget that movie for me. But I like Secret of the Ooze. Definitely. Yeah, they changed some things. I think the costumes they changed a little bit. A lot of people didn't like how Donatello didn't like how he looked and all that.
Yeah, and look, these figures are 1/4 scale, and I think the likeness to the Turtles is
Neca did just right on. And I have the what you call it, the small ones versions of these guys.
Yep.
And I love them with Shredder.
Yeah.
I got them in a little cabinet over
here.
I
got to get back at I actually had a Shredder, and then he actually fell off the display cabinet and broke. So I have to go and get a new one now.
Well,
I was devastated.
Hey. All right, what else we got? I think actually that's it. So that concludes it. I don't know why I keep doing this. I think I'm like being like Obi-Wan, like killing younglings.
Yeah.
I saw him killing younglings. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel comfortable touching my scruffiness, I guess. So yeah, that's gonna conclude. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you have a good time, Rob? I know I did. This is great. Man. Checking out anything you got coming up on your channel you'd like to let us know? What's going on? Or upcoming figures you're getting?
I might do the Freddy Krueger review and maybe the Millennium Falcon cockpit. It just depends what comes in the mail, man. Whatever comes in from the postman, I'll have a think about reviewing. I was going to maybe review the Two-Face by Sensations. And it just depends on what else is coming in. I might do the DX10 Terminator. review. But
yeah, that's a cool one. That's definitely a cool one.
it's just like everyone, we're just waiting on these pre-orders to be released.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna conclude this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a great time here. I would love to in the future do some more chats with you, Rob, and some more interviews with other collectors. And hopefully, we're starting here something cooking. We're cooking, cooking something up. All right. So. Remember to subscribe to Rob's channel. I did link it up in the description. And if you haven't subscribed to mine, well, what are you waiting for? I'm going to try to do a variety of content here in the future. And with that said, subscribe, like, and comment. Enjoy the path of collecting, and I'll catch you guys next time. What are you looking at? What are you staring at? What do you need?